In the world of an adventurer there is a tree that can increase anyone's strength. And on that day there were two cats chased by a dragon. It turns out that the cat was targeted by the tree. The dragon's grip was successfully avoided. He wouldn't let the dragon take the cat. This black cat is the father of the white kitten. They immediately hid in the cave. He told Sun to stay here and not go out. The kitten was left alone in the cave. From morning to evening, until night, his father had not returned. Until the next day, there were cherries lined up in the cave. Because he was hungry, he ate while following the line. But suddenly it turned out to be a trap. His father also quickly helped his son. They immediately exited through the roof of the cave. It turned out that outside the cave there were already many dragons surrounding them. But his father was no ordinary cat, he was a magical beast, and one by one the wyverns were defeated. But from afar there was a wyvern that was ready to attack. He was hit by a wyvern's claw attack and was injured. But around there was a traveler. He looked confused because there was a wyvern in the forest. The cat was badly injured, and they hid among the small rocks. The wyvern was confused by their presence. Until finally the wyvern managed to find them. But suddenly a throwing knife hit the wyvern. It can be seen from outside that someone is trying to defeat the wyvern. That person was a masked adventurer who accidentally met a wyvern in this forest. But the dragon was still not defeated, even starting to attack. The attack was successfully avoided by the adventurer. He immediately took out his sword and slashed at the wyvern. He didn't know why the wyvern was in this forest. He then began to examine the small rocks there. The little cat immediately attacked without any warning. He also understood that the blood was heading towards the rocks, which turned out to be the wyvern targeting this cat. But suddenly the little cat let out something strange. A big explosion occurred in that area. It turned out to be a magic explosion. He tried to stay calm so that the cat wouldn't attack. The kitten was like a magical beast, and kept attacking. He immediately moved to the side. In the end, he had no other choice but to face it. Dangerous creatures must not continue to exist, as they will harm others. At the same time the cat's father came over. Finally he knew that the rock blood came from the wounded cat. But it looks like the cat is badly injured. Then he will try to help the cat. But the cat still wanted to attack. He also explained to the little cat that he would help the injured cat. Finally the cat's wound was successfully treated. They immediately thanked the adventurer. Then he immediately continued his journey and left that place. When he wanted to take the wyvern's body, it suddenly disappeared. The kitten knew that danger was coming. Suddenly a hit from the wyvern's tail hit him. They were thrown far away by the attack. It looks like the wyvern's body has been affected by the tree roots. The wyvern immediately flew up to attack. At the same time, the black cat managed to withstand the wyvern's attack. When he wanted to attack, his weapon malfunctioned. The kitten would help, but its magic power wouldn't come out. A big explosion occurred at that place. The black cat could no longer withstand the power of the wyvern. The kitten was confused, because it was too scared and couldn't do anything. Finally the adventurer launched a surprise attack from behind, and tried to destroy the tree roots. Eventually he will dare to attack. At that moment he could no longer hold back the wyvern's rage. Then thrown far away by the wyvern's impact. All that was left was the kitten and the contaminated wyvern. It seems that the kitten is starting to absorb the power of the wyvern. Then started running fast towards the dragon. When the wyvern no longer has any power because it was absorbed. The kitten began to release the energy from the absorption into an attack. The kitten proudly told him that he had succeeded in defeating the monster. But the black cat could not hold on any longer. The kitten still tries to save with magical powers. But it was in vain, and the kitten had lost the most precious thing. He told the kitten, because the black cat had tried to protect the kitten. But the kitten did not accept what happened. He also began to convince the kitten that if he were here now, the kitten would be targeted by monsters. And now he will take the kitten to safety. The father of the kitten is already in a peaceful place. Then they started to return to their journey while carrying the wyvern's body. They also talked to each other about an adventurer named Hawk. But the kitten doesn't seem to have a name, and is just called Cat. Finally they arrived in a big city, and will go to that city. The city of Frisia, Garnet Kingdom. See, a people are scared. It turns out that Hawk brought the wyvern's body into the city. There are people who seem to recognize Hawk. At night in a butcher shop. It turns out there are guests who haven't come here for a long time. Hawk came to the place while carrying wyvern meat. He needed something from this wyvern's body, either a weapon or an item. Something looks different according to Gunter, because Hawk is now carrying a cat. They also talked to each other about the rumor that the kingdom was preparing for war. Gunter also gave a piece of paper, saying that Sirius was the traitor of the Topaz Kingdom, and maybe Hawk would face him. And now Hawk needs the wyvern's claws for weapons. The morning arrived. When the cat tried to wake him up, he wasn't there. Which turned out he was preparing weapons. Now he is modifying his weapon to work optimally. Because previously the weapon experienced a malfunction. And now he added mana to the weapon so that it wouldn't experience any more malfunctions. The malfunction occurred due to the magical powers of the kitten. And now they will soon go to a place. A hunter guild, a transnational organization, which operates in the field of creatures like magical beasts. Hawk has also registered with the hunter guild. 8. There are 3 kingdoms that are interconnected with each other, which are related to authority benefits. And now Hawk comes to register with the hunter guild. He wanted to register this cat as a magical beast. The creature has no name and is simply called a cat. But it seemed he didn't want to be examined by the device. Hawk also intimidated because if it was not registered, the cat would be hunted as a dangerous magical beast. But suddenly something happened outside. It looks like the attack shattered the glass and aimed Hawk. Outside there was a man, standing on the roof tiles. Hawk also knows the man. He is Master Sirius, Hawk's teacher. He taught Hawk all martial arts and hunting skills when he was kid. The unknown existence, and he had more to learn. She finally checked the cat. But the results are not yet known. Hawk has taken it. They went out of the window. When she found out the results, it turned out that the cat was not a magical creature. Hawk immediately went to the roof tiles. To meet Master Sirius. It had been a long time since they had seen each other, and Sirius knew that Hawk was tracking him. He had a reason why he had been tracking Hawk all this time. Because Sirius has betrayed the Topaz Kingdom and the Knights. Suddenly an arrow hit him. Continuous arrow attacks, it was successfully anticipated by Hawk. He didn't know who attacked, whether it was a sniper. It turns out she is a hunter just like Hawk. Hawk protects Sirius, and now he is a target too. She seems serious and will judge the traitors. The Topaz Kingdom Elite Assassination Squad, they have no rank and no recognition, then they no exist, their only purpose is to eliminate the kingdom enemies. Hawk and Assassin are seen involved in a fight. But it seems like Sirius managed to overcome his difficulties. Here Sirius only sees Hawk's progress, and his nature does not change at all. He meant to say everything, but there was not much time. Then Hawk prepared to start the attack with his sword. She was also ready with her arrows. Hawk's attack was successfully avoided, and she jumped up to attack. A rain of arrows was shot from above. But he managed to parry all the arrow attacks. She realized during the fight that Sirius had left, no wonder Sirius was a mage. When she was off guard, Hawk launched a combo attack, slashing and warp shots. Finally, Warp's attack managed to capture the assassin. He then pulled hard, pulling the assassin hard down, and made sure he couldn't move again. Hawk also managed to catch Lena, named the assassin. They already knew each other. He told her to calm down because Sirius wanted to talk to him about something. It turns out Sirius is no longer there. Apparently their fight had been seen by many people, and they immediately changed places. They go to Gunter's place, and talk about Hawk not being traitor, and that they lost track of Sirius. Gunter suggests that they just give up looking for Sirius, but Lena seems angry about it. Gunter also gave them a piece of paper, showing that the Topaz Kingdom had been destroyed. They both looked shocked to hear the news. The destruction caused by the mysterious roots that Hawk once fought. The Topaz Kingdom, it's been destroyed, and Gunter advises them not to look for traitor anymore, and try a new life. The cat looked scared, then he told Hawk that he and his father ran away from the master of the tree. Lena still couldn't believe that the Topaz Kingdom had been destroyed, and she wanted to confirm it with her eyes. But suddenly someone came and Gunter opened the door. He is Lucas, investigator from the guild, and he came to confirm something. His arrival here was to look for Hawk. Lucas knew that he was here. He gave the paper of bill the total damage done by Hawk. Then Lucas told Hawk to come with him, because there was something he left behind to give. Lena follows Hawk from above. But it was forbidden by Hawk and told to return. She also didn't end up going with Hawk. Lucas gave him a long box in the horse-drawn carriage. And it turned out that the box contained Sirius' contaminated corpse. Hawk didn't hesitate to attack Lucas when he saw this. If Hawk were to finish Lucas off now, it would be just as stupid. He knows why Sirius died and became a contaminated corpse. The fight can't be stopped, they will fight each other. Hawk doesn't believe Lucas' words, and prepares to attack with warp. But he still tried to tell Hawk that he didn't mean to fight. But it seems like it's already too late, so he will fight with Hawk. With magic, Lucas made a counter-attack on Hawk, causing it to bounce far back. But he managed to withstand Lucas' powerful attack using his sword. Then he told the cat to stay here and not interfere in his business. He made sure the cat didn't get involved because this was his own business. Finally the cat hides in the helmet, and the Hawk will fight again. Since talking is not an option, Lucas will also use his power to act. A series of magic attacks were successfully launched towards Hawk. He immediately charged at the attack using his sword. With his sword he was able to overcome the continuous attacks of magic slashes that are done in succession following the number of Lucas magic attacks, until all of Lucas' attacks were successfully anticipated by Hawk. Then he charged back quickly. When he was about to charge, Lucas gave a surprise attack. But he was already prepared to use the mana-filled warp. Lucas' magic attack was successfully repelled by Warp Hawk. But quickly at the same time, he attacked Hawk with a kick. His kick managed to hit the Hawk squarely. Unexpectedly, Lucas is so strong for Hawk. The cat was also worried about Hawk's condition. He remembered his father again. Without thinking he tried to save Hawk. Lucas had gathered magic energy to prepare to attack. A powerful magic attack was launched towards at Hawk. A big explosion of magical energy was seen in the area. It seems like something strange is happening at the same time. It turns out that the cat absorbed all the magic that Lucas had. The cat will not let anyone lose in this fight. The magic mana in Hawk's weapon was also sucked into the cat. Then finally they both can fight without any magic, and Hawk is ready again. Hawk is very confident when competing physically. Hawk with sword and Lucas with dagger, both do attack. But at the same time there is a magical power from something that approaches. It turned out that it was the cat's doing to tell them to stop fighting. Here the cat acts as a mediator and tries to calm Hawk down to talk. In the end he couldn't do much. They finally talk. Here Lucas is asked at Sirius' request to be an informant. He talked about the Topaz Kingdom research on magical lifeforms. He provided photo evidence of material research on a parasite magical life form. That if an ordinary human can use magic if they are infected by the root parasite, but if they cannot control it then they will become a puppet of the root. The Topaz Kingdom also tests subject on knights, magical creatures and monsters. Of all these subjects, only a few were successful. One of them was Sirius. Sirius could actually be cured with technology from the guild, but he refused. He refused because of the reasons of the hawk itself. He also did not accept that Sirius' death was his fault. Lucas also said that Hawk was an assassin sent to defeat Sirius. Sirius intends to die at Hawk's hands. This is to prevent Hawk from being involved in the traitor. He was silent for a moment, to calm his mind, after hearing all the evidence and explanations. Finally he knew what to do. None of this would have happened if the Master of Tree was not there. That there was someone who planted the tree, and made it subject to the night, then the black cat. He will find that person and finish him off. According to Lucas, it is not a solution but only revenge, and he tries to tell who the Master of the Tree is. The Master of Tree is the King of the Topaz Kingdom. Finally, Hawk has found his destination, namely the King of Topaz Kingdom. Now his target has changed. Now he will hunt down the King of the Topaz Kingdom. According to Lucas, Hawk will not be able to defeat the King of Topaz alone. It won't work if alone, but if fight with this cat together, maybe can. Hawk already knows the absorption ability of this cat, and if it is done to the Master of Tree then it can save the world.